talked a lot about them, whether to be STEM focused, whether to, procrastinate, don't procrastinate. Um, what advice, other than the ones you already gave, would you give on writing essays? What is one thing you advise not to talk about in the essays, and one thing you advise definitely to talk about in the essays? Let's go to Angela first.
So for the essays, I would say a common mistake that I've seen is that people focus their essays around their extracurriculars only, and they go out of their way to like force being able to talk about their accomplishments or their awards in their essays, which I think is one of the main mistakes. Since obviously in the application you have an entire page, part of it that is dedicated to just your awards and your extracurriculars. So the people who are reading your application, they know that about you already, and they're using the essays as an opportunity to get to know you, like your personality as a person, and to see whether or not like you as a person are dedicated to things in general and are a good learner. So they want to know about you and your personality much less than they want to hear about the awards that you've won again. So that's the thing I advise you not to talk about, is to not write your essays about the awards that you've won again, because then they lose focus of like who you are as a person. And what I advise to talk definitely about is, I know it sounds cliche, but something that's actually about you. So something that you're passionate about. I can't be sure that the essay prompts are the exact same this year, but I know there usually tends to be a general one that's just tell me about yourself. And I say you take like advantage of those essays to actually express a part about like your passion for things. So for example, I think the essay that I wrote about performance because that's something that I love to do. And I had friends write about like cooking or reading, or like baking cookies and how that represents who they are as a person. So don't force your essays into extracurriculars and STEM, but instead talk about something that you actually care about. So they know about you as a person.
Great. Yeah, and to touch upon that, make it personalized. I think Angela talked about they want to get to know you as a person. So if someone else can say whatever you say in the essay, then it's probably not personalized. So that's just my tip of advice.
Um, for just like general writing essays, I would say um it's like definitely important to make sure you convey like part of your personality, because the rest of the application is very like just facts, like these are awards I got, these are things I participated in, these are the grades I got. So you're like really only kind of chance to showcase who you are as a person is through your essays, especially because I think like the teacher evaluation is just like clicking buttons and not a letter of recommendation. So I would say like, it's okay to be funny and show that you enjoy more things than just like your extracurriculars, and you have like a lot of these just like random hobbies that you do. So I would say that because like a lot of the times when you write essays, there's like a lot of fluff, kind of like some people make it really dramatic and be like, the lights were dark, the sky was blue, clouds were everywhere, but like that doesn't really tell anyone anything about you or your personality. So you like want to cut out fluff like that, because I looked through mine and I know there was just a lot of like random things that didn't need to be there, and they were like taking up character count, and if I'd cut them out then I could include more things about me and how I thought as a person. So I would say to try to limit that.
Great. Yeah, again, on that personal note, um, delete the fluff, write more about you. Let's go to Shashank.
Yeah, I agree again with everything has been said already, but a couple of points of advice from me. I I wouldn't focus entirely on extracurriculars. Of course, you want to talk about who you are as a person too, and I think going on with that, your extracurriculars are an important part of who you are, but how you bring that out in your essays outside of, oh, I wanted first place in this science Olympiad event, you really want to talk about what did you learn from the events that you've done. All of you applicants have like so many different types of events, and a lot of you do unique things, right? Like some of you may be interested in sports or interested in playing a certain type of game. Like there's a lot of things that you guys do are outside of just like a STEM envelope that you guys might not even like consider as very like a good thing to write on essays. But try to think about the different things that you've learned from everything that you've done and reflect that in your essays. A thing that I like, another thing that I would really want, I guess, that you should highlight is how are you going to grow as a person if you were admitted to SSM? You know, like how do you utilize the new resources that you got? Because of course, NCSSM, residential and online, they provide you with tons of resources that you can use to either further your STEM career, humanities career, whatever you want to do. How are you going to use those resources? And you could even try to incorporate how could you be of benefit to the SSM community? Because those are like, if you hit those points in the essay, that'll really show the admissions officers that you sort of have a plan for what you want to do in the future and how you can actually use what. Those are kind of my tips of advice. And yeah.
Great. Lastly, let's go to Anna.
Thank you. Sorry about earlier. So I kind of like what Shashank said, a little bit different though. I highlighted on, I did use my extracurriculars. I highlighted upon how those fit in with the course schedule and this conflicts with class that sometimes arise, because I found myself out of town for like a week or even a couple of weekends with some of these shows I was doing. And it would have been something that would have been hard with a homeschool, which I wouldn't have had all that option online. Of course, now with COVID, it would have been easier. But as far as I looked at what was offered on their website, I checked back with what I was interested in. I kind of made it where it appealed to what they offered and how that would fit in with what I already did. So it was just kind of letting what my own individual interests were and how that would fit in with what they could offer and what I could offer them.